Little bit of everything on this Sunday afternoon, March 1st here at the Big A. A new month, same old picture at Aqueduct. Don't get us wrong, we love the Big A, but a cold, snowy Sunday. We got all 9 races in. We sped up post times. Andy Serling, Jason Blewitt alongside. A new month. The good news 6 days out from this Saturday's Gotham.
Good news is I'm closing my week doing the Insider show with my man Jason Blewitt, with you guys out there. That's the good news for me.
We hope you're toasty wherever you are. We've got a lot of ground to cover on tonight's show. Today's 9 races, bombs galore. We'll have a triple pick-6 carryover, in fact, of just under $150K into Thursday's card. But let's get into headlines, my friend. And it's hard to start the show on a more higher note than Untappable, last year's 3-year-old filly champion, recording her first breeze of the season out at Fairgrounds this morning for Steve Asmussen.
It'll be very interesting to see what route they take. Now, you have to imagine that they are pointing like so many good horses in the country for the Ogden Phipps, the $1 Million Ogden Phipps on that Belmont Stakes Day card. Whether or not she's able to get ready for the Apple Blossom, which is just about 6 weeks away from now, maybe they're pointing for that, a Grade 1, I guess one of the first Grade 1s outside of California, or whether they're pointing for the race at Churchill Downs on Derby Day, the La Troyenne, I believe,
right.
Also a Grade 1 as a stepping stone to the Phipps. Whatever the case, great to have her back.
I do believe Steve Asmussen quoted as saying the Zari at Oaklawn Park, which is on, it's towards the end of March. That'll be her comeback race, March 14th, in fact. And the Apple Blossom will be her first major Grade 1 goal of the season. Untappable. Good to have her back as a 4-year-old. Now, here at the Big A, and a busy morning across town at Belmont Park, 183 time workouts, beating the snow, and what is probably going to be a messy Monday morning during training hours. A whole bunch of Gotham contenders worked out, among them El Kabir and Tensinder, who are both dropping out of the February 7th Withers.
It'll be interesting to see what El Kabir can do as the racing gets a little bit tougher as we head towards the Gotham, but certainly done nothing wrong. Tensinder would be a horse that could take advantage of any pace in there. A little sorry, though, the horse you see passing them all. Apparently, Jay won't be running.
Partially sold, far from over. He's got another owner in the mix, and we'll see what happens with Black Rock Thoroughbreds, horse that's only run a couple of times and would have most likely been favored, or at least co-favored, with Ocean Knight this coming Saturday, but they've decided to leave him in the barn.
I want one day to have enough money to not be concerned about running favorites in $500,000 or $400,000 races. And you and I were talking about it before, Jason. You risk not making the Derby, and maybe that would be the best thing for him. But his 10 points from the Withers won't be enough. He's going to have to run well in that Wood Memorial. I'm very surprised he's not running. And you wonder if there's more to the story, frankly.
You do. We'll keep our eye on Far From Over out of the Pletcher barn at Belmont Park. Now, Gary Contessa's based at Belmont as well, and he breeds Combat Diver, who recently was a pretty good second, a close second, in the Miracle Wood Stakes on President's Day down at Laurel. Of course, Gary has got this horse nominated to the Gotham and just missed winning the Gotham last year.
Well, he's going to have to get this horse to move up, because, you know, with horses like Ocean Knight running in the Gotham and some others, it's going to be a very, very tough race. Obviously, Far From Over would have made it even tougher, but you've got those horses, recent maiden breakers in there. I know you and I share that we are both looking forward a great deal to next Saturday.
Right, the 62nd running of the Gotham, 85 Kentucky Derby points up for grabs, 50 to the winner, in fact, and it's a $400,000 race, one of 3 stakes on Saturday's program that gets underway at 1:20 p.m. and big doings both out on the inner track, which we hope will be fast, and we hope it'll be warm, but big doings in the building as well with that live bankroll handicapping contest.
You have to sign up on Saturday for it. It's $300 buy-in, $100 to the $300 goes towards the prize money. All the money will be given away, but $200 to $300 goes to your live bankroll. So regardless of how you do in the standings at the end of the day, you keep any monies that you've won. In my opinion, live bankroll contests are the way to go. They are a great test of both your handicapping as well as your betting acumen.
Well, we need ammo for Saturday. How about that? Let's see what shook out. Yeah, we could use a few winners. It's been a tough couple of days here for short-priced horses here at the Big A. We'll see what shook out in the day's 5th race as we get you upstairs. Travis Stone, in fact, takes us through the final leg of Sunday's Pick 5.
They're off. Matching Skies hustled out of there, out to grab the lead early. 7 Dreams is away second on the outside. Konzig is forced up on through. Here comes Konzig. 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and up to challenge Matching Skies. Farther out, She's Got the Moves is up close running in 4th while wide, and way out there, Per Vita Zen. Down at the rail, Colonel Wanik is advancing a couple of spots all the way up into 4th. 7 Stars is following that, moving the 2-path now up into 5th. She's Got the Moves is back racing. 6th while wide, Per Vita Zen, My Donna Jean. 2 lengths back to Rock Rock Me Mama at the back of the pack. The quarter's up in 23 and 3/5 seconds. Rounding the far turn, Matching Skies holding on to that lead, fending off the challenge of Konzig, who's now losing ground. 7 Dreams on the outside moves into second. Colonel Juanita cuts the corner off the turn, about to be third as the field heads for home. Matching Skies in front. 7 Dreams is pesky on the outside. Colonel Juanita dives down toward the rail. My Donna Jean is getting on track on the far outside. 8th pole now. Colonel Juanita's come on through to take the lead, and it's kicking away to lead by 2. Rock Me Mama, good finish toward the rail. My Donna Jean on the outside, heading for the line. Colonel Juanita will get there first. Colonel Juanita the winner. My Donna Jean was second. Rock Me Mama was third. 7 Dreams fourth.
Pretty game run down towards the inside. Nice ride from Cornelia Velasquez, Colonel Juanita.
Absolutely a terrific ride by him, and a reclaim for Danny Gargan gets the money. She was a bit of an overlay at 8-1, but it was a very, very contentious race. And I think you have to remember when you look at this race and the 9th race today that horses rally just fine up the rail, because there are races that make it look like you really want to be moving outside, but there were enough horses that did okay rallying towards the inside. You certainly can't say it was a dead rail, Jason.
Absolutely not. 5 wins and counting at the meet for a barn that's run less than 20 horses, and Danny Gargan, who has picked his spots and picked them pretty well.
No question about it. He's really been more of a presence here over the last year, and his horses have consistently run well.
Filly by Colonel John. He'll be represented in Saturday's Gotham Stakes with Lieutenant Colonel, who's coming up from Florida, in fact, for Chad Brown. As we get on to race number 6, we'll continue on. Opening leg of Sunday's Late Pick 4, and we'll go back upstairs to Travis Stone.
Percussion with a good start. Frazzle to the outside. Cosmic Coincidence is there. Lieutenant Shawnee O was off okay, too. Ruthless Alley is racing up on through, so there's going to be 4 of them across the track heading for the clubhouse turn. Percussion down inside. Ruthless Alley right there, second. Frazzle 3 wide, third. Cosmic Coincidence hung out 4 wide, racing 4th. Lieutenant Shawnee O moves over to the inside and saves ground from 5th by 2. Rockford settles in 6th. Tequila Heroes alongside of him, running in 7th by another 3 or 4. And then it's Lucky Lotto at the back of the pack with Divine Child and the trailing 10 Killer Kid. So the field heads down the backstretch run. Cosmic Coincidence on the far outside. Ruthless Alley between horses, and Percussion down at the rail. The 3 of them through a quarter in 24 seconds flat. A break of 2 lengths back to Lieutenant Shawnee O, who's back running in 4th toward the inside. Frazzle was up top earlier, is now 5th, but is wide of the far turn run. 10 Killer Kid is making steady progress toward the rail. Rockford is there too. Lucky Lotto's launching a bit from the back of the pack, but is very wide. 5, maybe even 6 paths off the rail. Divine Child and Tequila Hero as the field rounds the far turn after a half and 48 seconds flat. Here comes Lieutenant Shawnee O, revving up with a 3 wide bid on the outside. And even farther out, Lucky Lotto with a big move on the far turn. Lucky Lotto wide every step of the way, nonetheless challenging Lieutenant Shawnee O. Those two come off the turn together. Nothing left for Percussion. Tequila Heroes launching a bid from the back of the pack, but way too much ground to make up as Lieutenant Shawnee O and Lucky Lotto lock horns for the final 16th. Lieutenant Shawnee O down inside, Lucky Lotto outside. Inseparable are these two down to the wire. It's going to be very tight. Lucky Lotto gets the nose down and maybe got there. Lieutenant Shawnee O with a good effort, second best on the wire. Big break.
Blinkers up and down, noses up and down, and how about the effort out of Lucky Lotto, who would just not be denied?
I don't know what to say. I had made a big bet on Lieutenant Shawnee O, who got a sensational ride and perfect trip from Jose Ortiz, as opposed to Lucky Lotto, who made a 6-wide move for a half a mile around the field and never stopped running. I know he's in good form, but this effort, wow.
Gelding by Pure Prize began the winter here at Aqueduct, coming down from Woodbine, had spent pretty much the bulk of his career running on the synthetic, the poly track north of the border. Running on the inner track has transformed his game. He is 3 for 4 this winter. His only defeat, a net loss, and maybe a good rule of thumb going forward, at least for the time being. Take a look at Eddie Barker's horses, because they seem to be running pretty well.
You're right. The last race we showed before that, he was second at a price. And this horse, I mean, this was some claim for $12,500. I'll be curious to see if this horse can come back and put together another effort like that, because that one, in and of itself, was a sensational effort. And as tough a beat it was paying the 5, the 6 was absolutely the best horse in the race.
We go long, we go short. We promise we'll be back for the second segment of this Sunday edition of Aqueduct Insider. And how about that Pick 6 carryover into Thursday's card? Cold, gray, and dark outside. We again finished the card shortly after 5 p.m. Accelerated posts on this Sunday afternoon. We thank all of our customers who have been very loyal throughout a tough winter, dark the next few days. And I'll tell you, in addition to the Gotham this coming Saturday, the Tom Fool and the Cat Cave both lay support to that program.
Just can't wait until Saturday. And it always feels like a rite of spring for us when we come to the Gotham. We're a couple of weeks away from the official start of spring, but Gotham is really a turning point for us in the winter. And it's supposed to be a nice day. The weather looks good, mid-40s that day, so expecting a great crowd here. And we do, as Jason said, have great fans. This place is nothing if not alive.
And it was buzzing over the last couple of days, and big fields on today's card. Yesterday and today with the cancellations, the field sizes have really swelled over the last few days, and that was evident here in race 7, even after scratches. As we go along, Travis Stone with the call of this $50,000 starter allowance.
And they're off. Smoverless, mid-pack out for that lead. Zanderzone to the outside. Native Hero down at the rail. Doc Danica 4 wide heading to that clubhouse turn. So they're stacked up across the track as they make the corner. Zanderzone in between horses up for an narrow lead. Doc Danica 3 wide now second. Smoverless is back third toward the rail. Lagu Bar settles in fourth on a hold about 2 lengths off the lead. Native Heroes fifth in toward the inside. Inca Saint running in 6. Identity Crisis toward the inside. 7th by 5 or 6. Back to Clifton Pleasure, who's well behind in the early stages. 25 seconds flat. A pokey quarter that Doc Danica is going to go out and set the pace now. So Doc Danica's clear by 2. Zanderzone second toward the rail. Lagu Bar's on the outside racing third. Native Heroes in the clear. 4th by the half. Smoverless toward the inside, running in 5th, Inca Saint, Identity Crisis, and 5 lengths back to Clifton Pleasure as the field continues onto the far turn. The half in 49 and 2/5 seconds. And still up top, it's Doc Danica, Lagu Bar seconded outside. Native Hero cranking it up, 3 wide on the outside, third in with an upset chance. Farther back, it's Zanderzone. Inca Saints trying to get going, is now 4th on the outside with 3 lengths to make up as the field. It's the top of the stretch. Here comes Native Hero. Native Heroes come on to take the lead with a furlong to go. Lagu Bar's going to fight on, though. Doc Danica's back to third toward the rail. Inca Saint is 4th and trying to close. 16th out. Native Heroes in front and is pulling away. Native Hero length and a half now. Inca Saint into second, but it is Native Hero at 28-1 on the wire first. Inca Saint was second. Lagu Bar was third. Maybe Doc Danica in 4th.
What a 24-hour span at the Big A for trainer Bob Barbera. Conspiracy at $40 on Saturday. And here is Native Hero going long at $58.50.
If I had made a $10 parlay of those 2 horses, I might have gotten even for the winter meet. This was some performance here. And, you know, Native Hero's always been a horse that at times has run okay. And it turns out this Son of Andromeda's Hero, maybe he's just better off going long. Puts him more in the game because he was clearly the best horse in this race.
Crushed the field and beat a decent field. Now, this was a race, to be fair, that had 2 intriguing wild cards. The first, Doc Danica, and the second, Smoverless, who was stretching out off a near 11-month layoff.
Yeah, he's not a router, and he's kind of an overrated horse, and obviously some issues. He finished, I think, last in that race. As far as Doc Danica, this is one of the races that made you wonder about the inside because he seemed to be going easily in a pretty moderate pace, unlike last time, and he had no answer. Now, it was a much tougher field, but still, this was not a good performance by him, and it doesn't appear it was the racetrack.
Fernando Harr, the winning rider in the meantime with Native Hero, who's by Andromeda's Hero, as you mentioned. But how about the cast of 10? A stakeless Sunday, but 10 showed up, and we're gunning for the top prize of a $69,000 featured 8th race as we go back to Travis.
They're off. Mid-pack, it's Green Grotto heading out after that lead. Right there, too, Serban seconded outside. Farther out, Loki's Vengeance comes away in 3rd. Great Attack is out in 4th. Dunkelman 5th toward the rail. Mackenzie's running in 6th. Regulus is now 7th. On the outside, Frisky Warrior is 8th. Way out there, Ordovero runs in 9th, and Newbin Ridge is at the back in 10th. They're all chasing Green Grotto onto the far turn. And the quarter's up in a solid 22-4. So out of the turn they go. Green Grotto's in front, Sir Bond and Loki's Vengeance, 2 and 3 wide, putting in bids. Great Attack is 2 lengths farther back, racing fourth, starting to get a bit closer, though. The whip is out there. Doc Allman is down inside as the field heads to top of the stretch. Green Grotto's in front off the turn. Loki's Vengeance on the outside, coming on. Here comes Loki's Vengeance now, putting a nose in front with a furlong to go. Green Grotto's trying to fight back toward the rail. Doc Allman, Newbin Ridge with a flying finish toward the rail. Time running out. Mackenzie's Way is down there, too. Into the final 16th, Loki's Vengeance, Green Grotto, Doc Allman outside, Newbin Ridge inside, Loki's Vengeance in front, Doc Allman final try, too tight to tell. Doc Allman was surging late to photo with Loki's Vengeance, Green Grotto, farther back toward the inside, Newbin Ridge.
A race fitting of a Sunday feature and a close one. Noses up and down on the finish line between Loki's Vengeance, who surges clear and deep stretch. Doc Allman, however, picked them off right at the wire.
Another one where the public was very, very smart in this race, and this is actually the stretch run of the 7th race that we're looking at right now. Having said that, no big deal. It was still a 2-horse. He just got up at the wire, and they knew which Rudy Rodriguez horse to bet. Doc Allman was the one claimed for 25, took much more money than Regulus in this race and got it done. Tough beat for Mike Hushin's Loki's Vengeance, and Mike, somebody who is on all of our minds, a very popular and top trainer around here, not doing very well, and we're all hoping that Mike improves.
Thoughts and prayers to Mike. He's never far from our hearts and minds, and Loki's Vengeance runs a good one for the barn, beaten just a nose beneath Angel Cruz, who over the last week or so, to me, has really stepped up his game.
What you got to love about Angel Cruz is that he's a young rider with real talent that keeps on learning. He's made some mistakes when he's been here, and he's been trying to correct them. At times, he's been a little passive. He's been much more aggressive this week, and he's really a rider on the upswing. And this is an apprentice that could have a very, very big future.
2-win Sunday for Irod Ortiz Jr. In the meantime, who, as you had noted, maybe canoed back up from Gulfstream Park yesterday. He was supposed to ride Ready for Rye in the canceled Swale Stakes against Daredevil. Maybe that'll be the case next weekend down at Gulfstream Park. But Rudy Rodriguez and Doc Allman are gelding by any given Saturday in tip-top form, getting it done in the Sunday feature. As we check out some other big prices on today's card, Travis Stone once again with the calls of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 9.
Roman Magic plugging away, second down inside. Oregano's coming with a late bid. On the far outside, Thug Daddy and Patrol Like a Champion, but Robert Noble is well clear as they race for the wire. Robert Noble's going to win the opener by 5 in the end, and it will be Oregano second. Thug Daddy managed third, Patrol Like a Champion fourth. Turn, and it is Shotgun Love on a 2-length lead heading for the final 8th. Agate is down inside second. Stonely Heart way out there. Saharan Serenade trying to come on late. Here comes Saharan Serenade. Shotgun Love is tired. Saharan Serenade continues to close and will get up just before the wire and kicks away to win it by 2. Shotgun Love was second. Bossy Boots looks like that one got third. Then it's Tight Agate. They're off the turn now. Keen on Green, Missy Bay, those two off the turn together. Keen on Green is holding on to that lead. Missy Bay trying to come up the inside. These two head-to-head with a furlong to go. Over My Head is third and closing on the outside. Heading for the final 16th, Missy Bay, half-length lead. Keen on Green, big effort, running in second. Over My Head on the outside is third. Racing down to the wire, Missy Bay. A couple of awkward steps there. And we'll get to the wire first. A few tenuous moments, though. Another side holding on to that lead. Here comes Sunny Puzzle on the outside. Sunny Puzzle has come out to take the lead now. Meisner Park is plucking away third on the outside, heading for the line. Sunny Puzzle has opened up to lead by 2, and it will be Sunny Puzzle. 2.5 lengths in the end. Oh, and it's very tight for second. Meisner Parker, Thomas Knight, locked and loaded in behind. Second toward the inside, needs to find a way out as they come off the turn. Ride of Your Life grabs a 2-length lead at the turn. Hush, Hush, Mush, Mush on the outside. Fictional Character, steady strides toward the inside. In a bit tight as Fictional Character. Meanwhile, Sugar Gold is rallying on the far outside. Ride of Your Life in front. Fictional Character was stopped. Hush, Hush, Mush, Mush. In the meantime, Sugar Gold's going to run by them all. Wow, 45-1 on the wire.
Wow is right. Sugar Gold, $93 in the last, triggering that triple carryover pick 6. Nobody was alive, in fact, going into the nightcap. And we'll have that pick 6 carryover, $148,000. $93 on the winner for John Hertler and Andre Worry, who stayed clear out in the middle of the inner track. That was not the case with Fictional Character. And, of course, Ride for Your Life, who was DQ'd.
He was. And one of the things, Angel Cruz made a mistake here. He's hitting right-handed and comes over, and it was an easy disqualification. But you do have to wonder what Carmona foremost was doing, going down to the inside. He had some time top of the stretch to perhaps angle out. And Fictional Character is a horse that, Jay, we've talked about quite a bit, trips and traps and other places. Just been very unlucky with some of his trips. He was going to win this race with a clean trip.
And I feel bad. He's now 0 for 11, and he's run 3 or 4 races on the dirt over the last 3 months or so. Good enough to get through this condition, and it's been just rider error that's prevented him from getting his picture taken.
Yeah, that was the case on November 20th, and it was the case today, and you just don't know if he'll keep that good form going. Against these horses, though, he was unlucky.
Time for the New York-bred Frost Giant standout on the afternoon. Let's check it out. We'll go back to race number 7, Big Price on the stretch. Native Hero, pretty good for Bob Barbera.
Yeah, it's nice to see Bobby win a couple races. He's certainly one of our friends, and, you know, we all feel like a big family out here, and Bobby had been on a bit of a bad run, but his horses are running well, and he's a good trainer who's had a lot of success for many years, the New York circuit. And it's nice to see him with a couple of winners over the last 2 days.
One of which reunited with Joseph Bucci, a pretty deep-pocketed owner who's been very successful in his professional life. They had one yesterday with Conspiracy, and here's the man, Frost Giant, standing for $10,000 in 2015, Keen Stud. Eric Bishop for more details. Claims on the afternoon. Let's see if they were wheeling and dealing in the Aqueduct Racing office. We have got a page, just one page, but a 4-way shake, in fact, out of race number 5 with Rock Me Mama.
Yeah, Rock Me Mama's a horse that you and I had talked about the other day that I've always had a bit of a thing for. I'm not surprised that anybody took her here. Colonel Juanita, I think that's the 4th time in a row that she's been claimed, and why not? She continues to run well. Sonny Puzzle, Gary claimed it. When you claim a horse in a maiden race, though, as the favorite, you're taking that risk because you don't want him to win. You want to keep the condition. We'll see if Gary can get him to do well as he moves up. Certainly was good today.
Right, 3 claims. 2 of those horses won races on the Sunday card. As we look ahead to the new week and a look back as well as the snow falls here at the Big A.
Start your summer at the Belmont Stakes Racing Festival. 3 days of exciting racing action. $10 million on the line. Live music, entertainment, food vendors, and more. Get your tickets today.
Summer starts here, 3 days at beautiful Belmont Park, June 4th through the 6th. 17 stakes, $10 million on the line. Tickets are on sale now for the Belmont Stakes, 147th running at BelmontStakes.com, and even opening the show with Untappable, getting to our first 3-quarter work of the season. You got to be thinking long-term. Their first real major goal, at least in the first half, might be the Ogden Phipps on Belmont Day.
No question about it. The Ogden Phipps on Belmont Day, the Personal Ensign at Saratoga. We should be blessed to see her in those 2 races. We'll see what happens, but the Phipps, a goal for any top filly or mare in this country. $1 million purse is big a race as you have outside the Breeders' Cup.
And what about this 3-year-old filly as we go back to the top performers? Now, with an abbreviated week at Aqueduct, we are going to take a look back at last weekend with Condo Commando, who seems to have the Acorn down the road on the Belmont undercard with her name on it. She was quite impressive, taking her 3-year-old filly debut with the 90 Buyer.
No, this is the kind of horse that we're going to see in the Acorn, and she's a terrific horse. I can't wait to see her have to deal with some pressure up front and some adversity because she is supremely talented, and I'm very interested to see what she does when the going gets a little tougher. She is good enough to deal with them, and Condo Commando is clearly one of the best 3-year-old fillies in the country, as she was one of the best 2-year-olds last year.
Gazelle on April 4th, Wood Day. We'll see you out here. How about North Slope, who put it together last Sunday in the evening attire?
We could see this one in the Brooklyn, which I believe we run on Belmont Stakes the day before the Belmont or that week. And North Slope is a horse that just got good at the end of his 4-year-old into his 5-year-old season. He could run on dirt and turf. A nice horse.
102-year-old owner and breeder John Nayrood's got a good one, son of Thunder Gulch for Mike Cushion in Final Chapter.
Well, a week before the Belmont Stakes, I believe on that, or about a week or so on the Memorial Day card, we're having a New York Bred Showcase Day. Well, he'll be one of the stars on that program. This horse was impressive breaking his maiden. He was even more impressive in here. Good trip or not, he puts himself in the game, and he buried what was a talented field. Final Chapter, Mike Cushion, this is a horse with talent.
Do you take a look at the Bayshore and nominate him April 4th on the Wood undercard?
Why wouldn't you take a look at that? There's nowhere really else you need to run him in there, and things don't work out against the top horses. You can move into the stakes company against New York Breds. This horse can run.
Multiple win days been the norm over the last couple of weeks for jockey Junior Alvarado, who's winning 3, 4, 2, at least 1 race a day. And here he is aboard North Slope in the winner's circle, getting it done for Godolphin Stable. But here's a young man at the top of his game.
I cannot say enough about Junior Alvarado and the kind of riding he has been doing in New York. He is the best rider in New York right now. He is doing his work. He's thinking. He's handicapping. He's in the right place at the right time. And the thing about it is, Jay, he's winning a lot of races, and he is not doing it riding 6 to 5 shots. He's taking home plenty of big-priced horses. He is pushing all the right buttons.
And he'll be aboard Class E Class this Saturday in the Gotham for Kier McLaughlin. A rough end of 2014 with injury and suspension, but Junior Alvarado really going well right now. 31 victories and counting. Jose Ortiz, your leading rider, with 62 wins. Irad Ortiz, his older brother, hot on his heels with 57. As we go to the hot trainer, and we give it to Bruce Levine, who's done some fine work over the last month.
Bruce and Mike Tanizzo are doing an excellent job, no doubt about it. They've had some horses that have run extremely well. One of those wins this week was Amulate for Roddy Valente, and she did a good job. And Bruce's horses are running, as you see, 7 to 10 hitting the board.
And claiming horses and getting good efforts out of them. False Positive, Seek to Destroy, won the General George a few weeks ago on President's Day in Maryland with Misconnect, who we may see April 4th in the Grade 1 Carter at Aqueduct. Rundown of the trainer standings.
David Jacobson, always tough to beat. He has so many numbers, but it's been a good winner for a number of people. Linda Rice has done extremely well, and there's nobody hotter than Gary Gullo.
And speaking of Linda Rice, Palace, her multiple Grade 1 winning New York bred, had his first 3-furlong breeze since running 6th in the Breeders' Cup Sprint last November this morning at Belmont Park. I was happy to see his name on the tab, and pretty close here in the owner standings with another week at Aqueduct down.
It really is. David Jacobson, obviously, once again, the numbers, but Mike Rapoli and Michael Dubb, as they always do, with a lot of winners and a nice battle between those guys and a lot of time left.
120 post, 8 races on Thursday. Those past performances are out. That card is drawn. And here's somebody who's already studied up. It's Maggie with who to look for.
Thanks, guys. Well, Paddock Insider, not in the paddock. Thank goodness, because it is pretty cold and snowy out there. But taking a look at the Thursday card, race number 7 is for the New York Breds. It's an optional allowance claimer. And I'm going to take a look at a horse who is making his 7-year-old debut, and that is This Hard Land for Rodrigo Ubillo. And yes, he has some gaps in his form, but with the prognosis of the weather staying pretty wet, we might get a wet track, and he has run very good races on that. And 2, I've been watching him training in the morning. He is a very big and striking, good-looking animal, so it's easy to pick him out, but he has been training very well, and he has run fresh in the past, which includes his last win and his last start. So This Hard Land, I'm going to go with for your Paddock Insider. Guys, back to you.
Thank you very much, Maggie. 148K in that triple carryover, race number 7, This Hard Land for Maggie. Who are you looking at?
I certainly would use This Hard Land. I am very interested in money in your pocket in that race for Charlie Baker, who's run against some better fields. He's taking a subtle class drop. And I got a bomb in the 4th race. If you're putting a lot of money in this pick 6, throw in All Love Me, a horse who's going to be a big price. She's taking a drop in class, and she's got some races good enough to be competitive. And if we do get some wet weather and the track has moisture in it, you never know. This is a horse that moves up on a wet track.
Sounds good. All Love Me. And race number 4, pick 6, begins in race 3. 121st post. Great job as always, Mr. Serling. Dark the next few days. Don't forget the National Racing Report Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday right here on MSG Plus. For Andy and myself, have a great night.